Professional, scientific and technical services industry with a focus on animal care and management services, by Catherine, Sally and Isabella. The purpose of this presentation is to provide you with a deep dive analysis of a labour market industry in Australia. We've chosen to examine the professional, scientific and technical services industry with a particular focus on animal care and management services. We'll provide a review of key labour market information, including employment data, major occupations within the sector and key employers. We'll also consider key employment trends, implications for education providers, and consider diversity and intersectionality issues, as well as critically consider the credibility and reliability of our sources of LMI. We will conclude with points to inform best practice. Our analysis will draw upon labour market information from the Australian Jobs Report, Job Outlook, the Labour Market Information Portal, ABS and two industry-specific sources of labour market information, the ACM National Industry Insights Report and the ACM IRC's Skills Forecast Report. The professional, scientific and technical services industry is a large and diverse industry with employment opportunities across advertising, architecture and engineering, computer system design, legal and accounting services, management and consulting services, market and scientific research, veterinary services and other professional, scientific and technical services. The sector employs almost 1 million people in Australia, and employment is mostly located in capital cities. And as an industry generally, it has a highly skilled workforce with more than 80% holding post-school qualifications. Reflecting the time it takes to attain the required qualifications, a small share of this workforce is young, aged between 15 and 24 years old, and workers in the industry are mostly employed as professionals. According to the Industry Employment Outlook 2020, professional, scientific and technical services is projected to increase by over 130,000 jobs, or over 11% over the next 5 years to November 2025. We've chosen to look at the animal care and management services industry subsector as it has experienced large growth in the last 2 years due to major events such as COVID-19, bushfires and drought. Most significant is the increase in pet ownership in Australia that saw a boom during the pandemic. Australia's pet population is currently at 29 million, which is higher than its human population. And 69% of Australian households now own at least one pet, according to a survey conducted by Animal Medicines Australia. Australian pet owners will spend an estimated $13 billion next year keeping pets fed, healthy and well accessorised, leading to significant growth in the sector. As a result, the subsector of animal care and management within the professional, scientific and technical services industry has seen a sharp increase in employment and growth in available occupations and jobs. The sector offers a range of occupations including vet services, animal breeding and technology services, animal control services, captive wildlife operations, wildlife care and rehabilitation services, and pet and companion assistance and therapy services. The career areas within animal care and management sector that are projected to experience steady growth in employment opportunities are within the scope of vet services. Labour market information is readily available in the veterinary services sector because veterinary nurse and veterinarian occupations are classified under the Australian and New Zealand Standard Classification of Occupations, which means that ABS data can be extracted. According to ABS, the veterinary sector provided direct employment to more than 28,000 people. Over 11,000 of those people were employed as veterinarians and over 11,000 as veterinary nurses, while there was an additional 5,000 support staff. This sector of the industry has grown significantly since 2000, when there were just 13,000 vets employed in the sector. In 2018, the veterinary services industry contributed $2.4 billion to the gross domestic product, an increase from $1.7 billion in 2015. It is projected that this will grow from 22,100 workers in 2018 to almost 25,000 in 2023. In 2018, the veterinary services industry contributed $2.4 billion to the gross domestic product, an increase from $1.7 billion in 2015. According to the Labour Market Information Portal, vet services are projected to grow by 9.3% from 2000 to 2025. Veterinarians are on the skills priority list as an occupation in national shortage, with a strong future demand projected over the next 5 years. Dog handlers, horse trainers, pet groomers, zookeepers, and kennel hands are also occupations projected to have a strong future demand. For veterinary nurses, whilst there is currently no difficulties filling vacancies, this occupation is predicted to have moderate to future demand. In 2017, an oversupply of veterinarians was forecast, with graduate veterinarians growing rapidly with the establishment of several new vet science programs across Australian universities. In 1999, there were 4 university programs with approximately 230 graduate vets. By 2017, this had grown to 7 programs and graduates approaching 600. At the time of publication, it was thought that this increasing pool of veterinarians would place oversupply pressure on the industry. However, with pet ownership increasing in response to COVID-19, demand for veterinary services has seen significant growth. Working in all areas throughout Australia, veterinarian and veterinary nurse jobs will come from an increase in pet and animal ownership, causing new jobs to be created. However, many vet and vet nursing jobs will also come from worker turnover. Between new roles and job turnover, there are likely to be around 3,200 vet and vet nurse job openings each year. Another area in the animal care and management industry sector that is experiencing growth and demand for services is in the pet sector, such as grooming, animal and health care, and the nursing, rehabilitation and treatment of animals, as well as through diversification of new and developing markets in companion, assistance and therapy animals and in captive animal management. As COVID-19 restrictions ease, there has been a surge in demand for companion animal services, including for pet groomers, trainers, exercisers and daycare facilities. However, employment data for the ACM industry is difficult to obtain because many occupations in this industry are classified under a generic title. Some occupations that involve animal care and management activities are defined within other industries, and also the ANSCO classifications do not include occupations such as pet shop workers and other emerging occupations in the animal care and management sector. With this in mind, there are many large employers in this sector. The animal care and management services industry provides work opportunities in both rural and urban areas, with government agencies being the largest employer. Other employers are often not-for-profit organisations, both large and small in nature, and small businesses that have very few employees or are sole traders. The top employers for animal care and management industry in Australia include Monash University, Best Friends Support Services, Petstock, RSPCA Queensland and the Lost Dogs Home. The other key employers include government agencies that look after animal welfare and protection, animal medical services and care, non-governmental and not-for-profit organisations that provide care for injured and abandoned animals, animal rescue and pet companionship and therapy, and small businesses providing services such as pet grooming, dog walking, pet daycare and homing. There are many educational options across tertiary, vet and open learning courses for those wishing to pursue a career in ACM. To become a veterinarian, students need to complete an undergraduate or postgraduate degree in veterinary science. Depending on the university, it takes between 5 and 7 years of study to become a vet. In Australia, vet science can be studied at 7 universities, including Charles Sturt University, James Cook, Murdoch, the University of Adelaide, the University of Melbourne, the University of Queensland and the University of Sydney. There are numerous ways the degree can be used professionally, including working as a small or large animal clinician, undertaking further training and study to become a recognised specialist, or even working in trade and biosecurity for the government. Within the vet sector, animal care and management has career pathways from Cert 2 through to diploma under the ACM Animal Care and Management Training Package. Courses offered include, but are not limited to, animal care, animal control and technology, companion animal services, equine care, and veterinary nursing. There are a number of considerations that education providers should take into account. Firstly, there's a growing demand for specific skills in companion and therapy animals, and hence the training required to gain those skills. Pet grooming is a rapidly expanding sector too, with a demand for fit-for-purpose qualifications in pet grooming and pet styling. Overall, growth in the vocations requiring vet training and the many courses that are now available may see the need to combine courses to provide one all-encompassing qualification for animal care services, which includes grooming, care, and companion therapy qualifications. The good news for those undertaking study, according to an analysis of industry data from the Australian Apprenticeships and Traineeships Information Service, is that between 85% and 100% of ACM graduates were employed after completion of their training. With regards to increasing community demands for high-quality veterinary services, public concerns for animal welfare and the growing importance of the human-animal bond has indicated the need for a workforce that bridges the gap between vocational veterinary nursing and the academic veterinary science. Tertiary programs that bridge this divide, such as veterinary technology, must embed work-integrated learning into the curriculum to enhance graduates' work readiness. Given the very diverse range of roles in the ACM industry sector, the top generic skills required are transferable skills such as basic business skills, numeracy and literacy, interpersonal skills, and good communication skills. Key important skills for emerging jobs are skills like ethical animal use, animal awareness and behaviour, and emotional intelligence of animals. ACM industries have been identified as potentially increasing sources of work for Australians with disabilities, with emerging research into the effectiveness of assistance, companion and therapy animals. Enrolments for students with disabilities has one of the higher enrolment rates in the vet sector, at more than 4% higher than the average vet training packages. Gender disparity in the veterinarian sector has changed greatly over time, with female veterinarians now outnumbering male veterinarians at a rate of more than 2 to 1. However, with females now making up 80% of graduating vets, there needs to be more flexibility in the workplace and consideration of equal pay for women vets to stay in the profession. Good quality labour market information is imperative for effective careers advice. For the most part, the sources from which our labour market information has been obtained can be considered to a high degree of credibility. Information obtained from the National Skills Commission, Your Career and Job Outlook are drawn from government labour market information systems, including the Australian Bureau of Statistics and the Labour Market Information Portal. These quantitative systems are designed to provide accurate, timely, neutral and detailed information using established classification systems based on stringent methodology and metrics. However, the National Industry Insights report should be treated with caution, as the information is pre-COVID and therefore does not take into consideration the effect of COVID on this sector, such as the increase in pet ownership and demand for animal care services and emergent occupations. This serves as a reminder that the labour market information must be used cautiously, as employment prospects and conditions can rapidly change in response to local, regional, national and global impacts. Emerging occupations have not been captured by labour market statistics, and it is therefore difficult to create a big picture overview of the animal care and management services industry as a whole. Career practitioners are therefore required to identify specific subcategories of the sector and do a detailed analysis of career opportunities and pathways to suit their clients' needs. In the interest of best practice and in order to successfully meet seeker core competency obligations and provide reliable and actionable intelligence for the client, career practitioners need to continually engage with labour market information from across a range of sources. Given the recent rapid growth in the jobs market for animal care and management, sourcing the latest labour market research in today's rapidly shifting economy and jobs market is essential to assisting a client with their career planning and decision making in this sector. Given there is growing diversity amongst the types of jobs, education and training in this sector, which expands across vocational to paraprofessional and professional, There is a need for career practitioners to ensure that career information is fit for purpose, that is, that it meets the specific career needs of the individual. Engagement with the industry will also help practitioners build their labour market knowledge. Within animal care and management, this may involve collaborating with tertiary and vocational education providers, employers, government departments and agencies, industry associations and advisory boards, as well as regulatory boards to provide the latest information.